Welcome back to the channel and welcome back to another Jasmy update. It's day number 999 of the bear market, and I can tell you that we are getting super close to the conclusion of all this bear market right here. We'll talk more about the significance of these number of days in the bear market in a few moments, but let's quickly take a look at the price that in the shorter time frame here, and then we'll move to the longer time frame perspective, obviously. So remember what we were looking for the past 2-3 weeks. Obviously, we were looking for the Jasmy price to have a strong break of this resistance. We talked about it, and then after that, I said that we were going to come back slowly but surely, back testing this resistance before we even continue going higher. And I haven't changed my opinion simply because we had like great price action. We had already anticipated something like this here. Remember, I was saying that I expect this resistance to be broken as if there was never a resistance there. So yeah, this is probably where it would be a good place to order Jasmy right here, because right where we are at the moment is we are stuck in between like a massive resistance at the top right here at something like 0.008, and our support levels here beginning at something like 0.0046 thereabout, right? So I mean, look at the price at right here. We are sitting right in the middle of nowhere. So I actually will be patient if I'm left out of the market right here, because remember, people were selling Jasmy down here. So you see the price moving up 70%, 80%, and you want to get back in the market. I think maybe a purchase of this support would be a good buy before we even continue. And also taking a look at the RSI. Yeah, remember I was saying that, yeah, this specific right here is an indication that the market is in a strong position. It doesn't mean that we are going to, it's overbought actually, and we're going to crash to the downside. But right now it's getting a little bit uncomfortable, obviously, but I expect this thing to cool off just a little bit so that, the market can even go higher. Because if we continue like this one right here, I can tell you with a high degree of certainty, we won't be able to get above $0.008 if we continue with this kind of an RSI right here. It'll be very, very difficult. We can just see a sharp decline, and it's going to take even a longer time to backtest that resistance level there. So I expect something like this. This actually would be the best case scenario for Jasmy, because we just pull back right here, you get more liquidity in the bucket, and then you even continue higher, maybe challenging this resistance that we have right here. And obviously there are big implications with that one as well, because if you remember this structure that we were looking at, we have got a falling wedge that we have right here, and it actually looks much better maybe on a, let's say, on a 3 daily time frame or even a weekly time frame. You can see that this one is a very amazing pattern, obviously with 66% success rate to reach the price target, of which usually the price target is something like the top of the wedge. So that will be something like, at least 10 cents right here. But if you want to be conservative, you just pull your top right here to something like this, and then you can see something like 4.55 cents thereabout. So these are also price targets that I expect the Jasmy price to hit. And I've always treated this whole thing that you see right here as just a back test of this breakout that we had from this falling wedge, and eventually we are going to reach one of those two price targets right here, right? For a conservative price target, that's something like 4.5 cents, and for a much higher price target, we are looking at something like 10 cents thereabout, 9, 10, 11 cents thereabout. You can see how beautiful the pattern looks even on a weekly time frame right here, right? But let's go ahead and take a look at the Jasmy price chart from a longer time frame perspective, where we are following this structure here we have on the Jasmy price chart. Looks depressing, yes, I know, but there is a hidden gem, as I've always mentioned on this channel, which is actually this pattern that you see here. This structure is really, really bullish. I've gone on to show you across the market how it has ended up. Like, for example, you can see Cardano exhibiting the same structure right throughout its bear market, and this is actually where the number we are into this bear market come into play. Remember, I was saying 999 days today for the Jasmy price in the bear market, but this structure right here on the Cardano price took something like 1,147 days. So you can see how closer we are getting there. We are talking about maybe 3-4 months thereabouts. I mean, just to get to the previous all-time high. But obviously, we are not looking at the previous all-time high here for Jasmy, because according to the structure, we are looking at something like 33 cents. We'll be treating this one right here as the previous high according to those structures. I'll show you more examples, obviously. Cardano was just the first example, so we'll be looking at 33 cents there. I mean, from here to 33 cents is a huge jump in price. I'm telling you that, because let's go ahead and try to measure that, right? So we are looking at, somewhere right here. Okay. Up to there, that's something like even a 57x, 58, 57x thereabout from where we are right now. I'm not saying you should buy or what, but I'm just trying to paint a picture as to how much this structure can bring gains. But that's why I say it's an optimistic one. Another example that could actually give is maybe Sia coin right here. Now you can see the same structure being exhibited. Obviously, this one didn't reach the price, the previous all-time high. Yeah, but this move right here, according to the few adjustment levels right here from top here to the very bottom, we were looking at something like the 7x6 fib adjustment level. And if we would apply the same thing for Jasmy here, right, this whole thing didn't reach the previous all-time as we already mentioned, but I think it's really, really important to mention that this move that you see here was also an ATX, right? So an ATX, I don't think that it's a small number, obviously, but here, if we apply the same thing for Jasmy, considering the worst case scenario, which Sia Coin did right here, you can go ahead and see that Jasmy would actually be at something like 26 cents thereabout. This is at the very bare minimum. And then if we want to take a look at another example here, that would be Ethereum. And then Ethereum is exhibiting the same structure here. We do the same thing. We grab our fib adjustment 2 from the very top here to the bottom as we did with the other structure here. And you can see the Ethereum went on to hit the 3.618 fib adjustment level. And coming back to the Jasmy price chart, you do the same thing. You hit the 3.61 fib adjustment level. You are looking at something like $1.20 thereabouts, right? For Jasmy, actually, this, yeah, $1.18 thereabout, right? And then 2.618 was what Cardano did, which is something like 86 cents thereabout, right? So if you go ahead to Cardano and get your fib adjustment 2 from the very top here to the very bottom, and you can see, yeah, that was what Cardano did, 2.618 fib adjustment level. Also, obviously, I kind of miss it sometimes, but these ones, they actually work much better if you are using the market cap of the altcoins by here, right? They actually have much consistent results, right? So this is where we are with the Jasmy price set. Yes, in the immediate short term, I still expect a pullback. As I said in my last video, I can't, change course because something exciting has happened. By the way, we already were expecting something like this to happen. So we stick to the plan. I still expect a big test of this one. This may actually be a slow grind to the downside, but eventually we are going to go even higher, right? Once we break this resistance here, I think this is basically the last line in the sand here for the Jasmy bulls, for the Jasmy bears, actually, because after this level is broken, honestly, I'm telling you, there is nothing that will be stopping the Jasmy price at right here. But I mean, for us to get there already, there are gains which are going to be missed, right, by some people. That's why it's always important to, be the local self-raising into the market whenever you can and holding to what you own, because, your conviction is actually much more important than your feelings at certain times in the market. So that's pretty much it from me. If you like the content, don't forget to delicately tap the like button, share the video with your friends and family, and then I'll have to see you on the next one. Take care. Bye.